23. Today on the show, we're going to chat with Buster Olney about the MLB playoffs and then football. Adam Kaplan, our NFL insider, at 7:30. We're going to have Gary Dieter and Anthony Sherman in studio with us in the 8 o'clock hour. Kevin Wins will give you his picks for the weekend. And then Jesse Newell, who covers the Chiefs for the Kansas City Star, will be with us in the 9 o'clock hour. So heavy on the football with the Chiefs hosting the Broncos tonight on Thursday Night Football. Looking to see if the Chiefs can win their 16th game in a row against the Denver Broncos. They have won 15 in a row against the Denver Broncos. Looking for a Sweet 16 tonight at Arrowhead Stadium. So let's go. And there's been some positive reports about both Travis Kelce and Nick Bolton playing tonight. And so the official designation on the injury report released by the Kansas City Chiefs, Travis Kelce is listed as questionable. George Karlaftis is listed as questionable. Somehow Tommy Townsend is listed as questionable with a left knee. But no injury designation for Nick Bolton. So after missing 3 games, Nick Bolton's going to be back on the field. And there are several reports out there that Travis Kelce is going to play as well, even though he's listed as questionable. So that's good. I know there's some people out there wringing their hands. Well, just sit him, just rest him. Look, Travis Kelce is 34 years old. And we saw last week, even though it was briefly, what it could be like, what it might be like, what it might feel like without Travis Kelce. Or at least we had to at least somewhat come to terms with that in our minds during halftime of that game last week. But Jordan Schultz of the Schultz Report, who breaks a lot of stories in the NFL, tweeted last night that Travis Kelce listed as questionable as expected to play Thursday night versus the Broncos. He tweeted, "I'm told Kelce's ankle has responded well after the non-contact injury during Sunday's win over the Vikings. Patrick Mahomes should have his top target in prime time." And that was after he tweeted that Nick Bolton had been cleared to return and is expected to play. So that's good news. And so I'm not going to, if Travis Kelce's ready, if Travis Kelce is physically able to perform, get him on the field. And I'm really, there's been enough crazy, stupid stuff that's happened in the NFL this season. You can't take anything for granted. I mean, just look back and see what happened with the Chiefs and the Jets and how that game looked like it was going to be a blowout, and then all of a sudden it came right down to the wire as a nail-biter in New York. And so no game is automatic. Nothing is given. So if Patrick Mahomes is good to go, and Travis Kelce's good to go, and Nick Bolton's good to go, and anyone else good to go, you play him. Because there's no wasted games, no wasted moments. And the AFC, again, it's going to come right down to the wire. It's going to be tight between the Chiefs and the Dolphins and probably the Bills. The Bengals may have turned some things around. But it'll come right down to a game that decides home field advantage. It'll come right down to the wire like it did last year. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not interested in watching the Chiefs' winning streak against the Denver Broncos lose or stop anytime soon. I want this thing to go on forever. And so it's the Denver Broncos. You don't take them lightly. The Broncos do somehow play pretty competitive football against the Chiefs. And they've given them some good games during this stretch. Even when the Broncos have been far worse of a football team, they get up for the Chiefs normally. And so all hands on deck. Let's go and let's see if the Chiefs can not only beat the Broncos, but beat the hell out of them. Also, sorry people that are sick of it. Sorry, you're going to get another heavy dose tonight because TMZ reporting that Taylor Swift is planning on attending the Thursday night game at Arrowhead again tonight. So, no, we're not going to talk about it all day and everything else, but you're going to hear about it all night when you're watching the game. I can promise you that. Unless you're at the game, and maybe even if you're at the game, you might hear about it all game. So, just letting you know. Just throwing it out there.
She must have heard you and I were going to be there.
Yeah. Well, I've already been to a game with her, so it's no.
Well, she clearly enjoyed it.
It's no big deal. It's no big deal for me. TMZ, Taylor Swift to attend Travis Kelce Chiefs game versus Broncos in KC Thursday. And for those that believe in the what conspiracy theorists or whatever else, she's got this damn movie coming out. So she's got something to promote. Lord knows the movie's coming out. So
I believe we saw some commercials for it, right? When the last game. So she's a smart marketing person.
Yeah, those commercials didn't cost her anything. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, those were freebies from the NFL.
A little
Why wouldn't you?
trade off there. Hey,
Last night was the Eras Tour film premiere in L.A.
oh,
So, Marco, you got your tickets?
Hell no.
Your sister got her tickets?
I don't know. I've been getting my emails, though, from the movie theater we go to, so.
I think Selena's
promoting.
going to a late Saturday showing, I think. I don't know.
With you?
Nope. Wasn't invited. So,
I would go see it if my
well, I would
daughter
too,
wanted
but I
to.
wasn't invited. So, see, they're made
no.
plans with somebody else.
Would you watch it again? You went to the real
Yeah,
thing.
that was great. Sure. It was fantastic. It was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. I'm not a hater. I admit talent, and when I see it, and entertainment, and yeah, that was one of the wildest, craziest concerts I've ever seen in my life. Just from the fans to the special effects to the stage to the length of the performance, the energy of the crowd, the energy of everything. Yeah, that was wild. I'll never forget that night at Arrowhead Stadium. Core memory for me and my daughter. So, yeah, I'm curious what they'll do with it on the big screen. So, sure, if I get asked. I think Susan wants to go see it, so maybe she'll drag me along. You know, I mean, it'll be good. You don't like her music, so I get it. You're not going to go, but I didn't know if your sister was going to go.
Nah, we hadn't talked about it. No, no, I'm too focused about Killers of the Flower Moon and the Marvels coming out.
You could see
another
both.
Marvel
You
movie
could see
coming out.
both.
There's time.
By the way, Killers of the Flower Moon got blown out of the water for me by movies that I'm excited about coming up, because, as you know, or maybe you don't know, I grew up a huge pro wrestling fan, and we had we had a real good friend of the family that was a professional wrestler that was here in Kansas City when he wrestled at Memorial Hall. He was Mr. Magnificent Kevin Kelly, Kevin the Magnificent, and then went on to WWF fame as Nails, the escaped convict. Shockingly, that was a friend of my dad's. And so anyway, and I was lucky enough that, and this is still bizarre and crazy when I think back, I was like 11 and 12 years old, and my mom and dad used to actually let me go on the road with him a couple of times to out-of-town wrestling matches, just within driving distance. Went to Wichita, St. Joe, a couple other places, and, you know, I mean, back then, got to meet and hang out with Shawn Michaels and Harley Race. Kevin wrestled Harley Race one time, and I was right there at ringside, and didn't always get a chance to go backstage because there were some, you know, off limits or whatever, to family and friends and stuff like that. But I mean, we used to have barbecues, and some of the wrestlers would come over. It was just a wild existence, right? Went up to visit him up in Minnesota, and visited the Brad Rangan's wrestling school. And at the time, the Nasty Boys were training there. They had not yet become wrestling stars, but that's where, like, I mean, Ric Flair trained, and Hulk Hogan trained up there, and the Road Warriors, and Kevin was real tight with one of the Road Warriors, with Animal. And we went to his gym and met him, and just, dude, wild stuff, man. It was awesome. And so a huge wrestling fan when I was a kid. And if you were a wrestling fan at my age, you know, if you're around 50 or so, one of the most popular wrestling families, probably the most popular wrestling family of all time, the Von Erichs, from the state of Texas. And I used to watch them, but I used to root against the villains. And one of my favorite wrestlers when I was a kid was the handsome half-breed Gino Hernandez, who died at the age of 24 or 25. But I stole his nickname, and that was one of my the handsome half-breed is printed in a St. Pius yearbook somewhere underneath my picture. So that was very exciting for me. But the Von Erichs, and if you know the story, Fritz Von Erich was a legendary wrestler, and then he was the main promoter down there in Dallas. And so he kind of, well, the movie will tell you, may or may not have forced his sons into wrestling. Or they wanted to follow in their father's footsteps, but they were like superstars. They were. I mean, it's hard to explain. You should Google it if you don't know who I'm talking about. But anyway, also a very tragic story. One of the sons died in Japan when he was on a tour of Japan wrestling. Another of the sons committed suicide. A couple years later, there was David, there was Mike, there was Kevin, and Kevin's the only one that's still alive. There was Chris, who was the little one that couldn't quite ever live up to things, and he committed suicide. And then Kerry Von Erich, who was a big star, and he actually won the world championship against Ric Flair one time at Texas Stadium, and he went to the WWE as the Texas Tornado. But what people didn't know, he had a motorcycle accident, and he had a prosthetic leg while he was wrestling in the WWF. But people inside, like, I knew about it because Kevin told me about it, but a lot of people didn't know. But then he ended up later on committing suicide. It was just one of the most tragic tales, but also really interesting because at one time they were the biggest things in professional wrestling. So they made a movie about it called The Iron Claw because that was their finishing maneuver, the dad's finishing maneuver, the Iron Claw, that he talked to his sons. And, dude, the trailer came out yesterday. Oh, my God. I can't wait to see this. It comes out on December 22nd. And if you look at the cast of characters, it looks freaking awesome who they cast in this movie. And I don't know. I don't know if either of you guys are be interested in that, but it looks fantastic. Zac Efron is Kevin Von Erich. Have you seen the pictures of him?
Mm-hmm.
Have you really?
Yeah, I watched the trailer yesterday. Yeah.
Right?
He's been beefing up.
You see who plays Kerry Von Erich?
I did not, no.
Our man Jeremy Allen White from The Bear, the star of The Bear.
He's going to be in this one as well. I was too focused.
Cousin! So, and, so that's all. I watched that trailer 15 times yesterday, so we'll watch it in the commercial break. So that's what I'm most excited about, more than the Eras Tour and even Killers of the Flower Moon, although I'll see both of those. But I'm most excited about Thursday Night Football tonight with the Chiefs and the Broncos. Don't be afraid of the Broncos coming here and winning. Don't let that pessimism get in your head. The Chiefs are better than the Broncos in every single possible way. All right? The Broncos' defense sucks. Russell Wilson has improved from last year, but so what? He still can't hold a candle to Patrick Mahomes. Sean Payton, he's won a championship, but he's not nothing compared to Andy Reid. Who's a better coach, Sean Payton or Andy Reid? That's not even a conversation. All right, 15 in a row, and they're gonna put it on him again tonight. So this is a celebration. Don't take any of this for granted. Celebrate for all the heartbreak and all the pain and all the crap the Denver Broncos fans used to put on us and all the terrible losses and the loss in the playoffs, which I don't know if I'll ever get over. Probably that's why I'm so mad about it still, and I love seeing the Broncos lose. You know what? All of those things, the John Elways, the Peyton Mannings, and everything else, take pleasure in every one of these wins. Take joy in every one of these wins. Because at some point, someday, the winning streak's going to be over. But it ain't today. And it continues. 15 in a row becomes Sweet 16 tonight at Arrowhead. So let's party. Back after this on WHB.
the 40, down the sideline 50, foot race to the 40, running on the numbers of 30, got another block at the 20, and takes it all the way in. He's blocked, he's caught, he's scored. Kelsey has done it all for the Chiefs. Just like that, with the fireworks going off. They've gone up 20-7 on Denver late in the first quarter. An 80-yard catch and run by Pro Bowl tight end Travis Kelsey.
Marco, did you ever watch Mindhunter on Netflix?
Yeah.
It only lasted 2 seasons. Fantastic, right?
Yeah, really good show. Don't know why it got canceled.
That's maybe of all the shows that has been canceled, like on Netflix and Amazon Prime, that one probably pissed me off the most.
It didn't make sense.
Jared Sutton loved him. It was so... I mean, it was dark, but I mean, it was something else. But anyway, the guy that played Bill Tench, the main detective...
Yeah. Not the older one or the younger?
Yes, the older one.
Yeah.
He plays Fritz Von Erich in the Von Erich movie.
So he's going to be in the movie as well.
Iron Claw, yeah.
He's a good actor.
Yo, he's fantastic. He's fantastic. So,
waiting for season 4 of True Detective. I need that.
Oh, Jodie Foster?
Uh-huh.
I'm in. Let's go. I'm in.
We get to hear Al Michaels talk about Taylor Swift tonight.
Good. You have to go make some people real mad.
Do you think Al Michaels will sound like really annoyed by the fact that she's there, or will he have fun with it?
That's the whole thing. Because Thursday night football games haven't been kind to him so far as like excitement.
Like, what do you think? I love Al Michaels.
Yeah, I think he's usually all about business, it seems like. So I wonder, I don't know. I mean, I think he'll be professional about it, but there's our obligatory Taylor Swift photo. I don't know.
I feel like you'll have fun with it.
I hope so.
Why not? It's fun. It's sports.
It is fun.
You know. You nervous about tonight?
Why? Because Taylor Swift's going to be there?
Some people are nervous about the Broncos coming to town.
Well,
they don't want to believe how bad they are. They don't want to believe what's in front of their face.
I think it'll probably end up being a fairly close game. There'll be moments that it seems like the Broncos have a chance, just like the last couple games the Chiefs have played. But no, I'm not really that nervous. But
maybe I'm crazy. I think the Chiefs are gonna just beat them up.
Well, I certainly think that's a possibility.
No.
I don't think
you say what you think's gonna happen now. Don't be jumping all over the map. You think it's gonna be a close game, or you think it's gonna be an ass whipping?
Well,
I want you on the record.
I don't really see a scenario where the Broncos kick the Chiefs' ass.
Okay, that's off the table. I agree with that one.
I think I'd give it a 10% chance that the Broncos win. I think a 90% chance the Chiefs win, and maybe like a 40% chance that the Chiefs just like blow them out by more than double digits. How's that sound?
I don't know. I just wish you'd give me a simple answer.
I think it'll probably be a close game. It usually is a close game when the Chiefs...
So what are you, a 3-point game?
Somewhere within a touchdown.
Chiefs by double digits.
I love it. I hope you're right. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Well, it shouldn't surprise you because they're favored by 10.5.
Right.
It's like no stretch.
Right.
So...
But
I
the
mean,
Broncos...
what don't you have faith in tonight? The offense, the defense, what leads you to believe they're going to make this a close game?
No, it really isn't that I don't have faith in anything of the Chiefs. It's I think
the looks of this Denver defense. You think they're rounding into form?
No, but I think that they'll play probably their best game of the year, or at least they'll play above their heads a little bit because they're playing the Chiefs. Look, the Chiefs are in the spot where they get everybody's best shot. People don't want to believe that's real, but I believe that is real.
This is the worst defense on record in the history of the NFL for the first 5 weeks.
I hear you, man, and maybe they'll take advantage of it and just blow them out. It would not stun me at all. But I just feel like we see, like I said, the Chiefs get everybody's best shot, almost. I guess they didn't get the Bears' best shot, but usually, I think teams play their best against the Chiefs because they know they're playing the champs. They know they're playing the standard bearer of the league. They're playing Patrick Mahomes. They're playing in front of Taylor Swift, for crying out loud. You know,
Again, none of those things worked for the Bears.
that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
And the Bears and the Broncos proved to be very equal in a shootout.
Yeah. So if you ask me what I don't have faith in with the Chiefs, I don't have faith in the wide receivers right now. I don't have faith in that. I have confidence in Travis Kelce that he'll be able to play and produce because he's shown he can do it when he's banged up. But there's a little bit of worry there for me. But those are my only. That's the only area on the field where I don't really have faith in the Chiefs.
So the Broncos held the Raiders to 17, but since then they've given up 33 to the Commanders, 70 to the Dolphins, 28 to the Bears, the aforementioned Bears,
Oof.
and 31 to the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think they'll score less than the Jets and the Bears put up against this team?
The Jets got a defensive touchdown, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I thought they had like a pick six or something.
Yeah, at the end of the game.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would think the Chiefs would have a better offense than both those teams. So, I would sure think that they would.
31 then? Let's say 35,
yeah, 30,
31?
I mean, they should, yeah.
So then you think the Broncos offense is going to put up around 28?
I wouldn't be surprised they put up 24 to 20, somewhere around 24
Okay, so then
points,
that's
20.
where you think the Broncos will play better offensively.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Russell Wilson's played, not when it matters, not in the clutch, but I think that Russell Wilson overall this year has played better. His numbers are better. They put up some points.
They put up 33. Well, they put up 16 against the Raiders. They put up 33 against the Commanders, 20 against the Dolphins, 31 against the Bears, and then 21 against the Jets.
And the Jets have a really good defense. So
Do they?
Well, I think so.
Or do they have one of the worst run defenses in football?
Fair enough. I think they have a pretty good defense.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I just feel like there's some narratives that were at the beginning of the season that people are having trouble divorcing themselves from.
Well, I have zero problem divorcing myself from my Aaron Rodgers take.
No, you're married to it.
That was a very brief honeymoon.
A very brief flirtation, a one-night stand you had with him.
That was about there was that 1 hour where I thought he was all right. But I still think they got some talent on that defense. They got some good defensive linemen. They got a good corner.
I'm just trying to dig in to see how this,
Yeah, I
instead
think
of just say, it'll be, I want to know what
I think the Broncos offense is good enough that they'll score some points. And I think that the Chiefs offense is still a bit of a work in progress.
Marco said, hold this guy's feet to the fire for once. And,
Yeah,
and
you're
make
holding
you
my feet
explain
to the
yourself.
fire,
That's
yeah.
what I want.
I still have some questions about the offense. Yeah, I do. And I haven't sat down and watched every snap of every Bronco game, so I'm not going to sit here
go
and
in the
act
other
like
room
I
and do
have.
it, and then come
but
back.
when I've watched them, there's a lot of blown coverages. And maybe they just don't ever get that sorted out. But maybe they get some things sorted out a little bit anyway. So
They're already talking about who they're going to trade before the deadline.
yeah. And you never know how that. I mean, maybe that inspires some guys because they want to get traded, so go out and play well, or
That could be.
but more like
put their best
yeah.
stuff on film to get the hell out of town.
Yeah.
Is that
but
what you're saying?
yeah, but at the same time, it could have the opposite effect. It could, hey, well, this season isn't going anywhere. We're looking to trade everybody.
Right.
You don't think the Chiefs usually get everybody's best shot? I know the Bears, but the Bears were such a disaster.
Like no, because then, but the Bears have not been a disaster like right after this. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
no.
they seem to turn things around a little bit.
So just on the Jets have, as far as yards per game, they're ranked 22nd. Passing defense, 14th. Rushing defense, they're giving up 146 yards a game, which is 29th.
Yeah, that's bad.
And then scoring defense, 14th. So they're just the middle of the pack and defense so far.
That surprises me.
Well, look how the Chiefs ran it against them.
Yeah, they did run it well against them. That's true. Yeah.
And maybe like the weight of the world on their shoulders, knowing like, boy, we can't, right?
Yeah, like
we have to.
They're not like
We got to do it all, don't we?
yeah, like if and also if you're on the field all the time because your offense is going 3 and out, that doesn't help. But
Do you think maybe how about coaching Sean Payton? You think he's got something cooked up that's gonna knock Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo on their ears?
I don't know that I'm as big of a Sean Payton fan as a lot of people are.
Why?
Yeah. Well,
what's he done to make you think maybe he's not locked in on this?
Well, I think the whole stuff that he
tour, the second tour of the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole situation with Nathaniel Hackett was pretty ridiculous.
You don't think he handled it well?
No,
Okay.
I don't think he handled that well at all.
All right.
And I don't think his team has. And when you do that, and then you go out and you back it up with the performances that his team has put out there so far, I think that's a double whammy. So, no, I don't. I'm not fearful that he's going to outcoach Andy Reid and Spags.
I mentioned this kid's name again. It's going to be interesting to see how much they give him the football, but because of injury, they've been forced to lean on Jaleel McLaughlin the last couple of games, and like last game, 9 carries for 68 yards, had 3 for 21 and a touchdown. He's proven to be quite the playmaker and extremely fast.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is something that's different over the past couple of weeks than as opposed to the first 3 weeks. And so maybe they stumbled onto something there and found something. So
yeah,
keep him in mind.
Yeah, I think their offense, the Broncos' offense is a legitimate NFL offense. I don't want to go over the
I don't
top.
know what the hell that means.
Like it's I'm guessing they're somewhere slightly above middle of the pack in the offensive rankings. Oh, look, last year the Chiefs beat the Broncos by 6 and by 3, and that was a Broncos team that wasn't going anywhere. That was a rudderless ship. So that's kind of where that's part of what I'm basing it off of right there. Is they seem they give the Chiefs a go usually when they play, but the Chiefs will win. That's just kind of how I feel the Chiefs.
You're not looking to give up 10.5 points. You're not interested in DraftKings Sportsbook for this.
I wouldn't. No. I think when we did our picks, me and Deep Pasquale, I picked the Chiefs to cover, but I really did that more just to go against Mike than anything.
Marco, where are you at on this with the 10.5? I know that you're a retired gambler, retired gambling expert, but you could still weigh in on this.
That's a lot by NFL standards. A lot of points.
No, because what I'm going to say is going to make Nate right in the end.
Why do it? He needs that support.
Yeah, I do.
Give it to him.
I like the double-digit cover. I like them.
It's-
I like them to win. I think this is going to be.
You're right. It seems like Nate's making a lot more sense now.
It's all going to come down to the. It's all going offensively though. Yeah, it's.
Do you feel like this is an ass whipping we're going to see tonight, or do you think it'll be a game where in the third quarter we're biting nails and like, what the hell's going on here? I don't like this. Why is it a 1-score game? Just give me the flavor of this game, please. How's it taste?
I think Chiefs pull away with it in the third quarter.
So maybe close in the first half, and they come out and put the pedal to the metal.
I like a 31, 33 to 17 type of game.
Well, there you go. He has more faith than you do.
When it comes to points per game, the Chiefs and Broncos are right next to each other. 25.6 points per game for the Chiefs, 24.2 for the Broncos.
How about points allowed? Do you want to go over that one real quick or not?
No.
Why?
Because
it doesn't serve your purpose.
Well, I'm just pointing out what I was saying about their offense. I think their offense can keep them in the game. Look, if the Broncos, I'm expecting the Broncos to play better defensively than they have so far this year. I hope I'm wrong.
Marvin Mims Jr. is a big play guy.
Yeah, they got some guys on offense, and I do think Sean Payton's at least a decent offensive coach. Hurricane sent me a text that makes me think of something. Do you think Al Michaels is researching Taylor Swift lyrics so that he'll be ready for like a good Taylor Swift quote?
Or someone is doing that for him.
Right. On a much smaller level, the game I was doing this past weekend, there was a player for Colorado named Calvin Harris. And yes, I looked up a lot of different song lyrics from Calvin Harris just in case he scored a goal or something. I would be ready if there was a good, like, appropriate, because like that's what Ian Eagle did, right?
Tell people who Calvin Harris is.
Calvin Harris, he's in a bunch. I don't know my pop music well enough. I knew he was in some collabs with like Katy Perry. That song "Feels," don't be afraid to catch feels. Did I get that? He's in a collab with Katy Perry. He's in a collab with Rihanna. I believe he did the "Love in a Hopeless Place." So anyway,
is this resonating with you, Marco? By the way,
Calvin Harris is right, Marco. No.
Yeah, no, he creates some sick beats for.
Is that what he does?
Yeah, he's a producer. He has some. Nate's on the right track.
Is he?
I remember when Ian Eagle did when Kelsey scored the touchdown right after the rumors came out. He gave it a. I know he dropped a "Shake It Off" and he had another line. I can't remember what, but he dropped two different. Oh, he said that Travis Kelce found a blank space in the end zone, I think is what he said, right? And then when they went to commercial break, he dropped another Taylor Swift line. So I wonder if Al Michaels is. Would you go for some deep cuts and just like let the people that get it, or would you go for something that's obvious for the whole audience?
I don't know.
I just stay away from it.
I don't know that I put that much thought into it.
These are the nerd things that I think about as a wannabe play-by-play guy.
I think they should keep the cameras off her when Isaiah Pacheco runs into the end zone because his dance moves are better.
He is good, isn't he?
Yeah. Give me the celebrations any day. Don't give me the celebrity reaction. Now that the NFL allows players to be more creative and is loose with how they celebrate.
See it. You want to see him dance, don't you?
I do.
There should be time to do both. Show both.
All right. I'm an Al Michaels fan, so I'll sign off on whatever he does. I think he's the best of the best.
He's incredible.
He's the man. We will take a break back after this on WHB.
25, to the 30, down the far side, numbers 50, 40, down to the 30, to the 20, 15, 10-5, touchdown Kansas City. Nick Bolton with the fumble recovery and goes 85 yards for a Kansas City touchdown.
Welcome back to the Border Patrol on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it. Stephen St. John and Nate Bukaty with Marco Marquez. Coming up, we'll talk to Buster Olney, Adam Kaplan, Gary Dieter, and Anthony Sherman, Kevin Wins, and also Jesse Newell from the Kansas City Star. Thank you to all the great people that stopped by the remote out at Schlotsky's in Olathe. Had a bunch of good people that stopped by and said hello, including a young man by the name of the Sausage, Anthony Sherman, who stopped by and got himself a sandwich and talked for a while. The Sausage supports me.
That's pretty nice.
So, we had a little conversation about you.
Me?
Yeah.
What about me now? What did I do now?
I didn't say anything negative. I said we had a little conversation about you.
Yeah, you have a smile on your face. that
No,
indicates
I'm having
that
a
it
smile
wasn't-
because of your reaction.
Well, listen.
Would you rather us not talk about you and ignore you?
Well, I don't
or
know.
talk
Depends
about
on what
you?
you're saying.
I don't control what people
I guess
say.
any publicity is good publicity,
Right.
they say.
That's exactly right. So we'll find out if, because I said, sure, you can be there tomorrow. He goes, what are you asking me for? Yeah, of course I'm going to be there. I said, yeah, that's right. You're not Gary.
Yeah.
Gary might have like a haircut at a school or something. I don't. Something.
Just gonna go get his haircut at a school.
I don't know.
Yeah. And play some pickleball at a school while he's
Right.
at it. Yeah.
Get his haircut while playing pickleball or something.
Yeah.
Something. We never know.
You just don't know with Gary. He's got a lot going on. Sherm will be here though.
He said Gary Dieter would be here too, but he said you had already confirmed with him. And so did you get a positive reaction from Gary Dieter?
I did. And then when you get no response from Sherm, you just know that he's coming because he'll
That's
let
right.
you know if he's not going to be
Right.
there.
Right. You assume he's going to be there unless he tells you, you know what, I'm not going to be there.
What kind of pizza did you eat on yesterday?
I just had a Supreme. Hold the onions. Gabe had a delicious pizza, meat pizza.
I like that name.
Some nice baked potato soup. Told you soup weather.
Yeah.
Our friend Manny stopped by. We had a bunch of really nice people stop by that listen to the show. A couple of them said, "Where's Nate?" You know, they just say it with a little bit.
Where'd be Katie?
Right. Where's Nate at? What's he doing?
Watching some soccer somewhere?
They think you're out watching soccer. Is what they think.
I did watch some of the Beckham documentary
Yeah, well, there you
yesterday,
go. I
first
bet.
episode.
I bet you did.
Just started on Netflix. I bet you'd like
Odell
that.
Beckham Jr.
Becks.
He ain't doing much with the Ravens. And they got a documentary about him.
This one's about David Beckham, the guy that married Posh Spice. I guess she's in it a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't sound. You said I'd like it.
Well, I don't know. You're a big Spice Girl fan.
What am I? What am
You're
I?
a very complicated man.
I mean, why would I like it? Is it
Well,
compelling?
because
Is it-
because Posh Spice is in it. I don't know.
so that's why I like it.
I don't know. I don't know if you'd like. You probably wouldn't like it. I don't know.
Did you like it?
We only watched like the first half of the first episode, but yeah.
But did you like it?
Yeah, yeah. It was too late at night by the time we got it started. We had too much taking kids to confirmation classes and soccer practices and all that stuff yesterday, so we didn't get started watching our show till late.
I'll tell you what I did like. I like Bryce Harper hitting home runs against the Braves and staring down Orlando
Dude,
Arcia every
that's
time
fun.
he circled second base.
Yeah, I like that.
That was fantastic.
yes,
I like Bryce Harper
yes,
a lot.
yeah.
And like I told you, I don't know why. Because they're a very exciting team to watch. But just going back to the David Justice Braves, I don't know why I'd single him out. the Bobby Cox Braves. How about that? I was no fan of Bobby Cox.
Right.
Back
Because
to
of his days of the Blue
to
Jays.
85 ALCS.
Maybe we should be a fan of him, though, since
Whatever.
he mismanaged that series so poorly.
Other reasons. But anyway, so and like Philadelphia, it's not like the Philadelphia Eagles have so much hatred towards the Chiefs, their fan base, towards Kansas City's fan base because of the Super Bowl last year. And so I don't know. It's like I'm not actively rooting because it's Philadelphia, but I love Bryce Harper. He's just arrogant, but he can back it up. And he's one of those few guys, we talked about this, he's one of those few guys that was like super hyped in high school.
Yeah.
And it's so incredibly hard when you're hyped up that much at such a young age to not only meet the expectations, but I don't know, maybe like exceed them. He's exceeded them, maybe. I don't know, right?
He's at least lived up to him at the very least.
You can't call him a disappointment. He's a stud.
No, and for a long time. For a long time from a very early age.
And I enjoy the clown question, bro. And then right after that, at the All-Star game, when I went to the media day, having a chance to interview him, he's a cool guy. I love watching him play. But there were some comments. It's so weird, and they weren't even that bad.
No.
Apparently, after the end of Game 2, which ended with him getting doubled off of first, that fantastic play, Orlando Arcia said the Braves were shouting things in their clubhouse in front of reporters, and he said something. What was it that he said?
It was like "Attaboy Bryce" or something like that. "Attaboy Bryce."
There's already T-shirts to say that right now, but it didn't. It wasn't anything. Too inflammatory, was it?
No, and it was. I think it was in the clubhouse.
Attaboy Harper, and so now he's pissed off because he says that Harper should have never heard those comments that were meant for the clubhouse. And then I think Travis DiArno, one of the catchers, he was pissed off and said now they're blaming it on the reporters.
Oh man,
What's that noise? I'm just telling you what they said. Don't be me.
This is
What do you got?
This is one of the
there?
things that I found most annoying about covering baseball.
Oh, then let's play this if it annoys you.
Man,
what do you got there? Oh, let's annoy Nate then. Come on, I was gonna annoy you that much.
Orlando's a great person. He was joking around, but it screws all the other reporters and everybody who comes in here and has been great with us all year. And we feel like this is a sanctuary where we come to work every day and try to have fun. And when things get out, which I'm sure other teams say things as well, it's not a good feeling, and it makes nobody wants to be in the clubhouse for all the people that are good people.
It's a sanctuary, you jerk. Sanctuary. Sanctuary.
You got that, Nate?
I got it. I'm
what
having
was
flashbacks.
wrong with what he said?
When the media's in there, the media is allowed to report on the things that are said and done while they're in there.
It's a sanctuary.
It's a sanctuary when they're not in there. Like you if you shout something across the clubhouse while there's people from the media in there, and you expect that not to get out.
So would you have reported it if you had been in there?
Probably not, because I don't know. I remember getting chewed out by Royals players for reporting on things.
Who chewed you out?
Jason Grimsley.
Oh, he chewed. You better watch that. He's kind of erratic there.
He was a black belt in some kind of martial arts.
What did he chew you out for? What'd you do?
When they traded Curtis Leskanik because they were losing 100 games, and they were a rotten team that couldn't remember how many outs there were in a game. And the upper management.
How mad he still is. Go ahead. That's
so they traded Curtis Leskanik, and all the players were mad because Curtis Leskanik was a great guy, and a good dude, and all this stuff. And they were walking around talking loudly about. And Jason Grimsley left or screamed out across this effing place sucks.
Ooh.
And Bob Dutton was the reporter for the Star and wrote about it.
Very good reporter.
And then I went on the morning show. That was back when George Brett did a show here on a consistent basis. And they had me on that show. And George was like, what's this all about? And so I told him what happened.
What did George say?
George went off on the team.
Oh, I thought he went off on you.
Allard Baird's not the reason that these guys can't remember how many outs there are.
Tell him, George. Let's go.
Allard Baird's not the guy that keeps striking out with runners at third base in less than 2 outs.
So George didn't yell at you for
No,
reporting
he
that.
went off on the team. And that got back to the team.
That's George Brett.
And the team didn't like it because they felt that I was reporting on things that were being that whole thing. Hey, the clubhouse is a sanctuary. You're not supposed to report on that
It's
stuff.
a sanctuary.
Not when the media's in there.
This Travis Yarno wouldn't like you at all. I'll tell you that. Well, let's talk to Buster about this. How about that?
Let's do it.
Let's see this on a game day. He's wearing a red jacket. He's wearing a red shirt. And now he's got a red ass.
Just
How about
remember,
that?
baseball players don't have a locker room. They have a clubhouse.
You don't
They
need
have
to-
a clubhouse, not a locker room.
You are really being aggressive right now. This is supposed to be a good day. It's game day, and you're being super aggressive. And
I'm
don't
sorry,
know
I just
how
had
feel
some
about it.
PTSD from.
Are you seeing
my
this,
time
Marco? You see the
working in a
change?
Royals clubhouse.
Even in the color of his skin, he got red. He's mad. We'll take a break. Back after this on WHB.